Oh, here we go. All right, all right. Welcome. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. Welcome to my page. I hope everyone's doing wonderful tonight. Yes. Let me see here. Let me get this over here, get this banner off of my face here. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Here we go. Let's start that. All right, hey, I am the Seattle Black Veteran. Let me get into the shot here. And let us get into this. We're into my page is about helping everybody out. Let me grab my own lid here. I'll leave it on the back here. But my page is about helping everyone out. We have to get into informing each other about what's going on with us in our particular ways of how we're rolling. First, let me say this. The music that's in the background is from one of my beautiful friends, the First Magnum. He's a content creator. He does beats. And so if you ever get onto his page, the First Magnum, check it out. There's the beats that's done there. If this is you, Patty Cakes, thank you so much for stopping by, and wish you a good night's sleep, my dear friend. All right, so as a Seattle Black Veteran, what we're here to do is, let me introduce myself again. I'm a Seattle Black Veteran. I welcome everyone to my page. We deal with everything that's concerning veterans or active duty. Any person who's dealing with the military, we're here hopefully to provide you with some information that will help your travels if you're going through claims, if you're dealing with Chapter 31, the GI Bill. A lot of things that a lot of you guys have out there that are questions. I want you to know that you're not by yourself. Yes, it feels like you're by yourself and you don't have a lot of the questions that are being answered. So this is what the page is about. All right, so let me give you this. When I, let me see, 100%. Oh yeah, when I first started out, it was pretty much representing disabled veterans, but I found a lot of my active duty military personnel, retired personnel, no matter what your rank is, you can be dealing with certain things that people on this platform can probably talk to you about and give you good information. Let me give shout out to my Vanessa Kitty, my winged woman. I know she's not here. Let me give shout out to my brother, the goddamn Bacon. Much love to you, my brother. Let me give shout out to everybody. Let me tell you this too, because I was confronted about this. It was really interesting. It was really interesting because when I rock with people, especially when it comes to military, with people, period. And then when you come to military, I have an extra love for you. And I deal with people from all across the sex, LGBT, trans, straight, or whatever. And let me tell you, so the Seattle Black Veteran is a straight heterosexual. My girls are my girls, and I love my girls. And that's how I get down. So let's just get this straight, okay? Because I tell you guys, I love you, and I mean it. I really love you, and I appreciate you. Oh, that's what I didn't bring up, so I got to get this over here. I love you, and I appreciate you so very much. And that's why I tell you that, I do love you, and I care about you. And let's actually be real, because, look, okay, so, if you're walking out on the street, all right, and you're out on the street, how many people will give you $5, $2, or even just come in and say they just support your channel? I am so blessed now that I have a lot of you who are rocking with me, and I sincerely mean that. So I have to get this out of the way because, look, I don't mind whatever you're doing when it comes to getting yourself dealing with the VA, and you're a military personnel, active, retired, no matter what your status is, you're entitled. If you have been service-connected injuries, you're entitled to get what you need to make sure that you are living healthy and living safe. Now, let's dig this. I say this, and I'm looking for this, so I'm going to get this, and I'm going to put the channel. I say this because, like I say, when I was going through it, who helped me? And there were some people along the way who did help me. I would say this too. You are totally responsible for taking care of yourself. Here's my thank yous, my thank yous, my thank yous, my thank yous. For each and every one of you who come up here, I appreciate it. And so, yeah, thank you so much. And what we're doing here is trying to get your questions answered. Okay. All right. So my thing is here, and I have to give it to you on 100. Is when you come to this platform here, what I do not allow is shaming or disrespecting any person who comes up on this channel here. You can be free to voice your opinion, but you have to be respectful when you voice your opinion. If not, I will kick you out of here. I don't know how many subs I have now, but no matter how many subs I have, you're going to have to be respectful to the people who are in here, and people are going to have to be respectful for you as well as getting your opinion stated on here. All right, so let's get to this real quick because I am going to bring you guys through it. And we're going to talk about a few things here because I want to get you abreast on some things here. Let's get you back over here. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of changes that are going on in the military. And a lot of these will actually affect you. Honestly, if because look, when you're looking at your average day of news and finding out what's going on in the world, you really got to try to be attuned. But you would like to be attuned to changes that are happening in the military that may affect you. Okay, so you have to be very cognizant of this. And the thing is, we have to start looking at confronting our safety and security as far as being veterans here. Your safety and security and what you can imagine, what you can get done. Okay, let's talk about this here. And this is why I don't want any of you to, if you're 100 or if you're 80 or whatever. Okay, so we're going to talk 100. I met some brothers and sisters on here who are 90, and I met some brothers who are on here at 80%. Okay. Now, everybody's goal is to get to that 100%. All right. So, as we talk about all the time, is documentation for it is one. All right. Now, okay, peek for this. I want you to check this out too. And I'm tired today. We're talking about the burn pits, and we're talking about getting all this stuff done with the burn pits. All right. Be cognizant of how long you've been filing complaints about lung conditions, all the conditions that are related to the burn pit. If you've been talking about these for years, you may be entitled to a back pay. All right. And that back pay can go over to years, and it depends on the percentage that you get to. All right. So if you're at 10% and they max you out at 80, but that's another thing I really want you to look at is what is the max out potential for different type of burn pit diseases. Okay. Don't just think because you were in the burn pit that you're automatically going to get, you'll get taken care of, but what is the percentage rating? On top of that, what I always say is look at your health. All right. Your health is more important than the rating. Your health will get you potentially to the rating, but yes, the rating is very important so it can take care of your health. All right, so look at that. Okay, so now I'm also looking at, they have a veterans master class for women in the military. All right, so basically what this veteran master class is for women in the military, active duty. It is actually to prepare you for getting jobs outside of the military before you ETS. Now, I talked about this before. If you're going to ETS or you're looking to ETS and you know this, now this is what I say when you say you know this, is that you know this by the fact that you're not going to re-enlist. Or sometimes you don't know it and you get a disability that's going to have to get you out of the military. Unfortunately, I mean, unless we don't always, nobody wants to get out of an injury. This is just what it is. I mean, this is not match 4 or 7-7. claim you're getting a Section 8 because trying to act like he's gay. It's not that. It's when you are experiencing a situation that you're going to have to get out of the military. Okay, now, this is what I said. And go back and look at one of my videos. I did this video talking about planning for before you even go in the military. Now, I understand. Sometimes we cannot plan that far in the future. All right. But if you start understanding the MOS, the job that you are in, do you like the job? Do you feel that you can advance in that job even if you got out on a civilian level? Now, this is the thing I want you to think about, because when I was in the Army, and if you were getting out being a sniper or an expert infantryman, then what are you looking at as far as job perspectives when you get out of the military? Okay. And that's, if you didn't rethink it. Look, when I went into the military, I got forced with two simple things. You're not living here, so I was couch surfing, and then I went into the military. All right. So now, when I went in the military, I wasn't thinking about what I wanted to do or what I need to do or how I need to do it. When I went in, I just went in. All right. Now, we're going to bump you all the way past this. If you went in, like we talked about your discharge and how that was, let's talk about you being in the civilian world. If you're in the military and you decide, I am not going to re-enlist, this is it. When my enlistment term is over, if you're an enlisted personnel, if you're an officer, you got a commission. And I talked with an officer yesterday, and I'll rap to you about that in a minute. Okay, so if you are in the military, have you planned for, if you're in your job, do you like your job? Is your job a job that you like and that you can see doing when you get out of the military? If not, a year before you decide to end your ETS, if you're an enlisted personnel, start thinking about what you want to do. This is what this particular course is kind of talking to you about, and it's actually for women to prep them for when they get out of the military, how to make employment understanding for your career, for sentencing less than. So they're talking about, okay, how to activate one of the magic personnels in your network. Okay, this is actually talking about getting all the people in your network who you can talk to. You can go to military.com, but you should already be able to have this particular access while you're in active duty. It's one of the things that's supposed to help plan for you. And I got to talk with some of my active duty personnel. I would really like to know this. If you're planning to get out and you're enlisted or an NCO and you're planning to get out, what are the programs? How are the programs? Are they helping you? Are these programs helping you to transfer from getting out of the military and going into civilian life? Okay. So now this is the thing I dig about it, is that you're supposed to be having these programs to help you transfer going into civilian life. Okay. Now, if you use your GI Bill, I want you to know this. You should have a counselor or a person who's helping you with your GI Bill and how you're handling it. If you are in college and you are getting a bachelor's, associate's, or a master's, and yes, you can get a master's degree on a GI Bill, even on Chapter 31, you can. And there's certain circumstances that can get you that straight. You need to know that it's possible, and depending on your circumstance and situation, how you can obtain that, okay? So be cognizant of that. All right, now, okay. So now you are planning to get out of the military. All right, now, if you're going to use your GI Bill, understand this. And I believe this, and I'm going to double check this, but I believe this, and you guys tell me if it's wrong or not. When you are doing your GI Bill or Chapter 31, you should have a counselor, and you should be able to apply for jobs that are state, county, government, all the above, okay? The job is to get you trained and get you in the best position that can make you successful. That is the key. Okay. So when you're dealing with a GI Bill or you're dealing with a Chapter 31, the key is to get you trained or into an employment that's going to get you the maximum to what you are eligible, what your skill sets are eligible for. So know this, okay? So if you are, and I was talking to a brother yesterday who was an officer, and he's getting a master's degree. The concern was, can he go state? Can he get with the government? Yeah, the federal government's going to be trying to first one. It's going to try to snatch you up, as far as what I am understanding. Second, but I would say this: go get a county job. County job's going to pay you the most money. All right. All right. Now you're limited, but it's going to give you the most money and actually give you the best benefits. But if you're getting 90, 80%, you can get your, even over 50%, you can get your benefits medically covered by the VA. All right. Now, you're going to have an option between both of what you want to do. And now that President Biden has passed this particular law that's going to be reducing the cost of medications, I strongly suggest you get in there and check that out, because if you have a job and you have a better medical from that job, definitely look at it, even if you're getting prescribed medications or you're getting those. And another person told me this: their doctors are prescribing medications what the VA doesn't handle, because the doctors are going to give you probably some more premium than the VA. The VA is going to give you not the dirty low, but they're going to give you where it's medium to where it's not low, where it's not highest. Okay, so you're going to have to make that call and make that decision. Okay, so I'm just telling you guys this because I want you to look into this, and I want you to be cognizant of things that are coming your way. A lot of people are not concerned, or really they are concerned, but they're not aware of what the benefits are that they are entitled to. Okay, so right now, okay, so let me see. I'm going to pop another one up to you. Oh, check this out. This is what I kind of find interesting here. I want you to read this here. This is military.com. Now the Air Force is thinking about considering testing out beards. And this is going to be for, I think it's the SpaceX people, that they're going to consider not having beards no more, or start wearing beards. I was talking to a chief I knew way back in the day, and it was in the Navy, and the Navy was the last ones that were wearing beards. So they're considering this, and they're trying to say, due to lampighus, African Americans who suffer from painful ingrown hairs. If you can see this on the bottom here, let me brighten this up here for you. Yeah, I ain't getting no larger. It's about a little bit. Let me see. Good Lord. All right, yeah, I just screwed it up here. So, but anyway, good Lord, I do not like when I do this on this channel here. But anyway, yeah, here we go. Okay, so, but anyway, it's supposed to, and I'm like, I had ingrown hair problems when I was in the Army way back in '87. So I don't know why this is actually becoming a thing now. But the Air Force is considering letting people grow beards, as you can see for the SpaceX Force. So, you know, the Air Force is talking about getting beards. Come on, seriously. But okay, here we go. But yeah, this is some of the things that are changing in the military. So be aware that, okay, also I wanted to point this out to you too. And this is important because if you are a disabled veteran, and this was talked about a while back ago, record pay increase is likely to come for disabled veterans and military retirees in 2023. This is already predicted that this is going to happen. And the most reason why it's going to happen, and you know, if you go to military.com, you can read this and just read the article to you. And most of the reason why it's happening is because of the inflation rate. All right, the inflation rate, and what it is, and I say this, and this is my belief, is that. Let me get this up here real quick, so I can really pause this up here. Make sure I get this up because. My sister shit this is so got in my backside for this. Make sure I get this on point. Okay, so but anyway, look here. is to keep you up. I always tell people this, and this is my beliefs, okay, just mine, is that if you're 100% or 90 or 50% and above, the Army is going to try to keep you at a pay wage or pay grade that will keep you not um, substandard, not poor, not rich, but having you living at a comfortable pay grade. And the reason why I say this is this. Okay. Now, if you're 100% disabled veteran, you're getting a lot of the services. Um, no taxes, depending on where you live. No taxes for your car. Your medical is paid for. And if you look at it, and I tell people this on the real, you're looking at probably 100,000, and it can get into $200,000 worth of savings you're getting a year, and it depends on what your health is. Okay, but health is going to be number one, and I'm telling boys and girls is this: look, when it comes to your health, you're going to be talking about dental, which I believe dental should be a part of medical, but it's not. You're going to be looking at dental. You're going to be looking at medications. All right. And then you're going to be looking at the quality of health care. And basically the quality of health care depends on how much do re mi that you have. Okay. So um, if you are 80%, 70%, 50% in your PTIU, total permanent individual unemployable, you will get the money and you will get, we talked about this. Okay. Now, that does not mean that your wife cannot go and make a $40,000 or $50,000 living or $60,000 living a year, and it will be, if you're married, that combined. Oh, and then if you have children, there's extra benefits for that too. So that's something you really have to pay attention to. Okay, so when I'm rapping to you guys, other thing I'm trying to give you is some updates. I'm talking to other veterans, and what I mean by veterans, people who are active duty, um, not active duty, or what have you. Another thing I really want you, okay, this is what I have to really point out. I really want you to pay attention to this. Okay, now dig this. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up, and this is why I am saying what I'm about to say to you. Okay, Fort Bragg officially has answered for more than 1,000 soldiers evacuated from the barracks. Okay, now the reason why these soldiers evacuated from the barracks, and they'll get into this, is because they are having a mold issue in these barracks here, right? And this is interesting because most of the barracks are made of brick or cinder block, but they're having mold issues. And so since they're having mold issues, think about this. The PACT Act, we're talking about the burn pits, these chemicals. So it's becoming an issue. Now, and I know that these ads have been jumping across YouTube. If you have lived in a certain barracks or certain state and you had water problems, and believe me, there are certain places that are having water problems. And mold issues are very a bad thing to be worried about because you get mold spores and they can start living into your lungs, just like this other stuff. So we're coming up with more of these issues and how we're looking at, I would say this, how we're looking at our command and how they are handling all these other issues. It's not just training you to fight, but it's taking care. Look, when you go to the armory and you check out your weapon, you have to clean that in and out because what? Your weapon is what's going to save you. You are a weapon that's out there fighting, so they have to take care of that weapon. Now, believe this, in the Army, an Article 15 is like about a Chapter 11 for a Marine or a Navy person in the Navy or the Marines. So a Chapter 11 is an Article 15. So that can slap you hard. It can take away what? Half your rank. It can take away half your pay. It can get you put on what do you call it? It can get you put on extra duty, right? So How are these things affecting? You need to be very cognizant of that. Okay, so when we talk about these different situations, now I was talking about with growing beards. When I got out of the military, they came. You can only get 10 push-ups. You had a timeout card. That was never good when I was there. So a lot of things are changing in the military, and I have to tell you this, which is real talk, is they're cutting down on disabled veterans. They're cutting down on those very seriously, and you can see it because technology is starting to help that. And you're going to spend the technology on the front end than paying a veteran on the back end for life. And on top of it is that sending soldiers into battle like we used to do back in the day, it's not happening. It's not happening no more. So that is a very real thing. And so the thing is too, I would say this, and it's only my opinion, and that is since they are, and we're not being aware of it, that they're cutting down on active duty or people who are getting disabilities. Um, they're going to go more vigilant about trying to deny certain disabilities. But like I said, since the PAC Act passed, pay attention to that. Get into that and read more about that. I had a brother showed up on here, Rodney. Much love to you and respect to you, brother. I hope you and your loved ones are doing well. I appreciate you for coming up, and I appreciate you being subscribing. Yeah, so subscribe and hit the like button. And so, like I say here, we're going to bring you a platform to where we can all get into these conversations and we can talk. Because believe it or not, a lot of my brothers and sisters out here, regardless of nationality, grade, or whatever, that doesn't matter. You are probably going through some things that other people are experiencing as well. Okay, so I know it's not for everybody to want to jump up here and talk about their situation or whatever. You can be discreet, and we can talk about the situation. But I would say this: bring a real scenario, because I've had people come up and bring scenarios to me, and the scenarios were not just on point. I'll give you a good example. I know a lot of beautiful women who were married to military personnel, and that military personnel and them end up getting a divorce, and they retired. Women are trying to be concerned of whether they're entitled to any kind of benefits, and that's no. If you got retired or you got divorced right before you retired, yeah, you're kind of on the ass out of that. But pay attention to that. Okay, now the thing is too, if you don't get the military benefits, then you have to be concerned whether the will is inculcated to you. You won't get military for that, but the will maybe get something. All right, so be understanding about that as well. All right, and we have a lot of situations, and we're talking about these situations, but I want everybody to be cognizant of. And we talked about this last night. Just don't go jumping into something without understanding what you're jumping into. We talked about these two brothers last night who were military veterans and were officers of the law prior to them doing the January 6th incident. Now, to break it all down, we did this last night. I said this, and I don't understand this. Look, you're going to get fired from your job, and then you're going to get court-martialed. And it's not going to come out good. So if you're going to get court-martialed and it's not coming out good, what is it going to come out to be? And look here, to go all the way to a commissioned officer or to go as a NCO and spend all those years to get yourself caught up and catch a federal charge from the federal government, which means what? That's going to affect your Second Amendment rights. So what? Right to carry firearms as a felon. And as a felon doing that particular thing, and you got fired from your police officer, how would you get a job as a police officer anywhere and have a weapon if you got convicted of a felon for doing a January 6th incident. Look, Dick, like I say, I'm not into politics. I'm into talking about how we're going to keep your money flowing to you and you maximizing your benefits and giving you the information that a brother like me has been through and want to keep you from going through all that drama. So, okay, let's get real about this. Don't go out there and jump into a situation that's going to sacrifice years of work that you have done, that you really, really, are down with that. Now, these two brothers, I should probably pull them up, but these two brothers here ended up saying, okay, I'm gonna dime out my dude because the pain is too terrible. I can't take the pain, and the pain is what? The pain is going to prison and leaving your wife and your kids. Wait a minute, hold up. How are you going to do it? It's crazy. Okay, so these are the two brothers. We talked about this yesterday. I wanted you guys to see these two brothers here. Love them. It's their gig. It's what you're going to do. But these are my two brothers here. And what did they just do? They put themselves in a situation to where they lost their jobs and they got a dishonorable discharge and they're on probation. And the dude here in the background is the elderly gentleman. The gentleman here in front is the young brother who fathered him and said this gentleman back here is a father figure to him. And when it came down to him, he had to dime out the father figure and say, hey, dude, what's the dude? He talked me into coming out here. I believed him, and now I'm caught up in this joint. So, and here you'll see Frocker, who was a 30 years old, who was a Virginia National Guard member and a police officer. So, National Guard's gone, police officer fired. Okay, he was given a probation for 57 days in home confinement after pleading guilty. Now, I want you to dig this. Home confinement is you're going to have an ankle monitor on your ankle. You're going to have because how they're going to know you're staying in your house? They're either going to call you or they're going to put an ankle monitor on your leg. Ankle monitor, you're paying to rent that. And you're going to pay a deposit to get it. And then after you get it, you're going to pay a daily rate to rent it. And it's costing you more money. So we talked about this. And that's why I said I want you guys to be cognizant of this. When you do stuff like these young brothers did, and they weren't the only ones, but we're looking at them because they are police officers and they were with the National Guard, one was with the Marines. Okay, so look here. A related light punishment comes just after he was the company at his Capitol Day. Robinson at 49, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison for this crap. You did 7 years in prison for this, and then what? Ex-military. So he's getting court-martialed. Okay, so court-martial's coming after that. Didn't get that. Okay, so this is why I say, boys and girls, be careful, be careful, be careful. There's a trip out here too. It's here, and I want you to go to military.com. This couple was accused of stealing babies. What these guys were doing, these two couples here, were never in the military, falsified everything, and was in the military for almost 20 years. Believe that. Real talk. For 20 years before they were actually discovered. Okay, Promise was sentenced more than 20 years in the Coast Guards. Okay. And this is the thing I'm saying, dog. We got bigger things to worry about, boys and girls, than protecting our country. But we have a lot of shit going on here, and we're fighting. We're fighting for what? If you're not protected, look. I know cats from Russia, Ukraine, and you wouldn't believe the conversations we have. But it is what it is. All right. Okay, so I wanted to drop in and kick you guys in. I was hoping the first Magnum would probably show up because I was going to rap to him, but it's no big deal because I talked to. Okay, so this is what the deal is. I talked to you guys about this before. I had a hearing, and the hearing was to address an SMC hearing, which is a special monthly compensation rate that I am getting and have been getting. They want to cut it off because they're saying certain arguments. I talked to my guy. I will not be able to talk to him probably till tomorrow because I'm pretty sure tomorrow or sometime this week. We have time, but we're going to get together. We're going to talk about this and we're going to file the appeal if I believe and if we both come to an agreement that our appeal will move forward and make some substantial progress instead of just going into a hearing and not knowing what's going on. Oh, gotta give much love. The Cancer Mouse is in the house, and much love to you. And I gotta give you this. Thank you so much, beautiful. It's always good to see you as well. And thank you for coming up. I'm gonna have to give you this in real quick. Hold up, hold up. Coming up with two. Yeah, I just like to really kind of pop it up here and try to get some questions. I have to get back to the third last night, and I feel maybe one of you. So please hit the subscribe or whatever, and let me know. If you have questions. I've had some good questions from some officers and some enlisted personnel. And the thing is that we're not getting informed of some of the things that should be given to us simply, but we're not asking the right questions. So, what we're addressing here, I talk about claims, I talk about disabilities, I talk about your benefits. I talk about everything that's related. If you have active duty, let me get this back up here. Active duty, oh good Lord. Active duty. We talk about that, and we talk about people who know people who are veterans, whether you're homeless. I try to get people off the streets. I try to get people 100% aware of what their benefits are and what they're capable of having. Now, the thing I don't push is frauds. I'm not with that. I don't play with that. What we give is 100%. If you have questions, I'm not talking about getting over on a person, hurting people. You can get some good information and some people can turn around and twist it, but that's not where I'm rolling. So we're hopefully that we're helping other people out here. It's good to see you, Cancer Mouse. She's a Cancer and a Scorpio. I'm in trouble now. But anyway, but yeah, so we're talking about helping each other. We talk about what's going on new in the military. We just talked about the PAC Act. We got to get off into that very seriously. I want each and every one of you to know if you're because this is the thing I want you to know too, because at certain installations, they are coming up with water damage. We just talked about one here that was talking about mold in particular barracks. And the thing is, the reason why I really want you to be cognizant of that is because on top of that, you're going to have people who are trying to solicit you for your money to pay for them to help fight for you. Okay, now dig this. I want you to be cognizant of this, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but I would say this, and this is how it goes with this, and I have to give you 100 on this. Okay, this is what I was talking about having the water, the mold that's in the barracks. Okay, but now pick this. What I want you to be cognizant of this. There's going to be attorneys out there and people out there soliciting you to bring your complaint to them. You will not have to pay them up front, but they want to pay on the back end. All right. Now, some attorneys, I'm not saying all, will try to take it to the maximum that they can give. So when you're talking to an attorney, ask the percentage they want from the settlement. That is your right to ask that. Ask what the percentage is on the settlement. If you're doing a Social Security, some of those lawyers will ask for a 6% on the back end as a settlement. Now, if you have not maxed out on your settlement, the question is, will they keep dragging it out so they can get the maximum from their 6%? Now, a lot of lawyers, they know better, and they will not play that crap with you. So know that, okay? Now, if you go to the VFW, DAV, and I have to tell you, and I do full disclosure, I'm a lifetime member of the DAV, but I'm not representing the DAV as we speak. I am not representing anybody with the VA. I do not work for the VA. I do not work for any attorneys. I do not represent any attorneys. I'm only giving you the Seattle Black veterans' own opinion and account of things. So be aware of that, okay? Find somebody who's going to be truly concerned about and know that you have a case. And the DAV and the VFW, as far as I know, do not charge you for that. All right? You can get that representation, and there's in your state, you can look for representation. And I would say this: word of mouth is a pretty good thing, but know who you're listening to when you're getting that word of mouth. Okay, this is messing with your money. Okay, and so when I come and talk to you about that, I'm giving you my opinion, and I will tell you, I'm doing a hearing right now, and the DAV is who's representing me, and I got to rap to those guys and see where we're going to be. Another brother who I on here ran into me. He lost a hearing, and he has a different representative. So this is what I'm talking to you guys and girls about. If you're going through this, notice one thing that I keep talking to you about is a representative, all right? And being a good representative, not one that's just going to be sitting worried about your money. I have more pride in making sure that I represent you properly, and I get respect from the courts because they know that I'm coming at them, that they know I'm not playing and I'm a good representative. Okay, so look into that, and like I say, word of mouth. You got to watch out for that. Okay, all right. So now we're talking about this. Okay, now also, if you are in a GI Bill or in a Chapter 31, you should be able to talk with a counselor, a person who helped you get your GI Bill and helped you go through that, or at the college, and see what your opportunities are, your options. I always say this: one thing that's beautiful about the United States is that we have options that we can make our life better. All right. Now, if you're in the military or a disabled veteran or retired, or you're going through your particulars, always know there's a program out there to help you be the better that you can be. All right. Honestly, it's not to have you living in a low class. You can live where you want to and how you want to. Like I always say, I can only point you, or I can only tell you what I've been through. It's up for you to keep asking the questions. But I want you to know you're not in this by yourself. Okay? You can always jump up here and go, hey, what's up? And if you see at the bottom is Seattle Black Vet at Gmail. Okay, you can always hit me with a Gmail if you don't want to hit me here. I'm not really much in the private chats over here yet, but you can hit me in the Gmail and we can wrap there. Okay, my mission is this. The most thing that would make me happy is to hear you come back and say I was able to help you move forward. Even if a little bit was able to help you move forward. That is the mission here. All right. Also is to have a platform where you can talk, where you can bring up your particular issues and have those things addressed. Okay. And I know how it is sometimes, because you're like thinking that you're the only person or only one. But no, I get some very interesting questions all across the board. You would not really believe it. And I'm very appreciative for that, because what you're dealing with is important, because you want to move forward. You're not here just to hear my voice. You're here to say, well, can this brother help me? Can he tell me something? And that's what we're here to do. Okay. So whether, like I say, if you know people who are homeless, I got information. You can look at some of my other videos. It's about getting you there. If you're dealing with a Chapter 31, you're dealing with the GI Bill, and I would say this: I do not know everything about nothing. I can only give you what I have experienced and what I believe that I know, and it's not 100. It's what I've given you, and it's real talk. Okay, this is one thing I say when you go and rap to some people, getting real talk from them, and not with the expectation of making them I'm bragging about what I have. It's not about that. What I have is nothing. What I have, if it doesn't help you, it's what it is. Okay. I can live on my own comfortable stuff, but unless I can give you information to help you, that's what makes me very happy. When I get some of you brothers and sisters that come back and tell me, thank you, I didn't know this. And again, shouts out to my all my people. The TLA, thank you, brother, for always he always kicking and tell me what I'm not doing, but he's right. He's a good mentor, and I love him for that. Oh, Michonne Denise, my sister, my sister, my sister, my sister, my sister. And oh, shit, things are so gotta give you. Oh, Peter Investment. Peter Investment, I missed you last night, brother. I think I was checking out when you came in, and much love to you. A great farmer freelance. Oh man, I'm missing you in the morning. I'm missing a lot of you guys in the morning because my hours kind of shift, and I would tell you honestly, dealing with major depression disorder is a lot of things that are entitled that goes into that, and I rock through it pretty much on a daily. But I have to make sure that I'm not letting that interfere with my life to where I can't come and get my life together, and also coming around to you guys as well, because you guys are a blessing to me, and you help keep me motivated and keep me going. And I just want to make sure I do the same thing for you as well. I mean, because some of the stuff I talked about before, and I don't mind talking about it again. If there's something that you want to have clarification on, and if I can find it, I'll get it to you. One thing, like I say, always we're trying to make sure that you're maximizing your VA benefits that you are entitled to, because even what's going on in this so-called recession, I don't want you happen to feel all that bite, like we do at the gas station and at the food markets. If you're close to a military base and they have a gas station on there and a commissary and PX, you might want to shop on there and get your stuff because you're paying tax free. Okay. All right. So, like I say, always be cognizant of these things here. And we're going to keep bringing you some things, like I say, and if you're going through all these other spores and all this stuff that you're talking about, mode and all that, make sure you're taking care of your health. And like I say, your health to me is number one. Your benefits should be coming to take care of your health. Now they're not coming, and that's a we got to focus on, you know. And like I said, I met a brother yesterday, Rodney. I think it is Rodney. I appreciate you, sir, and respect and salute to you, Marine. 90% and still going. Now he's going to go file into this PAC Act. And we're going to hope the best for him. And we're going to support that brother to get what he needs to get. And I'm hoping he gets his 100%. I'm pretty sure he will. And the thing is, we got to keep motivating him to understand this, because you're at the 100, you still have to be taking these medications, and you want to find out the medications that can best suit you so you can be functional. Now, dig, you're at 100% and you're getting your medications. You still have the right to ask if the medication's not working for you to find another suitable. There's always other ways to get to where you need to get. It's not just one way total unless you're just feeling totally severe. But then we're talking about, even if it comes to limbs or all that, you're being covered for that. All right. So the thing is, be cognizant is about taking care and doing. Look, every time I go to the store or I'm up here and I'm rocking Home Depot, get your 10% discount. All you have to do is mention that you get a 10% discount at Home Depot. Lowe's, they want you to sign up and get into their thing to be in, so I don't rock with them that much. We're talking about what you're entitled to. And definitely look into your states. Now, look, a lot of people didn't rock with this, but I want you to understand this. Whatever state that you are living in, type in veteran benefits, like I did here, veteran benefits, Washington State. Now, I want to understand it totally of what the state is doing to help me with my benefits. Now, dig, my wing woman, Vanessa Katie, over at, I think he's in Connecticut, you can register 2 cars. That's 2 cars. You don't have to pay for the taxes on your license plates or your tags. In Washington State, it's 1 car. Now, dig, I always tell people, find the most expensive car get that one and put it under your tags now, and it'll help pay for that. That's $300, $400 a month. If you have an RV, boom, done, boom. Look at that. On top of speaking of RV, is if you're in your state, do you get free camping at the national park grounds like you do in Washington State? Now, Washington State does not have tax advantages like Texas, Florida. Let me see. I think I put it up on here yesterday. When you're going to buy a house, if you're going to buy a house um, in certain states, you can get taxes off of your certain states that you live in. All right, so you need to be very cognizant of that as well. Because look at this. Now, that's why I say if you look at it and you break it down, dental, medical, all paid for. Your taxes on your property, all paid for. Uh, and so, how much money you're saving a year? Now, here's a small list. We popped this up yesterday. And I think, yeah, we showed this yesterday. There's a small list. So, some of the taxes in Florida right now, you can get a nice home under about $300,000, and that's tax free for your house. Look at where you're getting at. The same with Texas. I was talking about good girl, my sister, sifting some soil. Much respect to you and salute to you, my sister, who lives down in Texas. Now, if you're going to move down there, find out where the flood areas are. But the whole bottom line is go down, and wherever you're looking for a home, you go and inspect that property. Now, dig this. You can still buy property on your own accord. Now you're buying property over a year, you're paying for that property. You should look in getting a VA construction loan. And that means getting a brand new house constructed on your property. Now, all the ins and outs of that, you're going to have to look into that. But it is available for you, okay? Okay, so this is one of them. I'm going to show you another one that has a bigger list. And this was here, a little bigger list of places that you can probably, as a veteran, move into the states, and you don't have to pay property taxes. Now, as a 100% veteran, too, look at your FICO scores, because that's going to help you kick it through the roof as well. You can go in and do not have to do a down payment and have some kicker ass FICO scores, and then look at here. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Hawaii. And every time I see Hawaii, I always say Hawaii is like looking at the same as Alaska. Is a very expensive place to live. So if you're going to live there, you have to look at property costs. If you're going to buy property and maybe do a construction loan later on. But then again, you're looking at the property, and then you're looking at too, if you buy one with a house on it. So a few of these places are very expensive if you don't mind living Midwest. And if you want to live by the water, look at some of these places that have lakes. And you can live by those places, and you're talking tax-free. Now, dig. Property taxes free, done. All right. No taxes on your car tax, done. So already you're looking at almost what? Property taxes in most places, let's go $1,500 a year. All right, if you're lucky. If you're lucky. All right, and then on top of that, car taxes, right? Then if you have dental, medical issues, that's more money. You're looking easily $25 to maybe $4,000 or $5,000 a year minimum. Now let's not talk about you have any other things that you need to done as far as cost, artificial limbs or anything like that. If you're not covered by the VA, boom. Okay, now you're responsible, right? That's crazy. Okay, now this is what I say, and this is why I want you to dig on this. For these young brothers who go out and get really deep in their feelings, and I'm not mad, whatever, but the sacrifice is what? God bless you. Now what? You gotta pay all this out of your pocket. You gotta come up out of this. That's crazy. So I always say, be cognizant of your actions and how you do things. Um, Look, I'm 58. I got out of look. I had DUIs when I was young. Oh boy, yeah. letting my emotions get caught up and then jumping in my car and rocking, right? So those days are done. Thank you, God. So I would say for my brothers and sisters out here, if you're gonna rock, be careful. Okay, so this little picture here I took from I think Pier 62, right downtown Seattle, Washington. So you got the big wheel, you got the baseball stadium, the football stadium, you got the baseball stadium, and you got Mount Rainier, and then you have the shipping port that's over behind it. So, oh, and I think, oh yeah, right here is the Seattle Aquarium. So if you ever get downtown Seattle, and right now everybody's going back to school, the kids are going back to school, and forgive me, I don't mean no diss on the kids, but this is the best time to get out there and see what you want to see. And also, on the same pier of the big whale, there is a thing called the Wings of Washington. If you ever been to come on, Disneyland, and you ever did the California Adventures where you kind of flying over California, that's what the Wings of Washington will do you for Seattle. $18, I think, for an adult. Really nice. I recommend it because you're right on the pier with the big wheel, which is here, and right there next to it. And also, there's a seafood restaurant. And I forget the name of it, but they do pretty good. I think the prices are kind of choppy, but they do pretty good over here on the food. This is just to give you a little 411 if you ever want to come up this way. You get a lot of wonderful pictures and everything. And I would tell you right now, if you are in a place that gets 100 and something degrees here, it's going to be cooler than that, even though it's hot as crap up here right now. It's almost getting to 90 degrees for the next couple of days. And it's hot for us. But yeah, if you want to get up here, good shot for you to take. Get out there and start enjoying. Let me get this over here. Put this in the way. Let me put it because I want to get to my people, my babies, my comments. Okay, Cancer Mouse says. Oh, the Cancer Mouse says. I love the Lowe's military discount. Yes, I don't know about Home Depot does it as well. Yes, in Washington State, Home Depot. All you have to do is show your ID card, and you can have the VA hospital ID card, or you can have the other ID card, which I have for like 100% disabled veteran. But yeah, but in Lowe's, yeah, I'm glad you're telling me that. So, Cancer Mouse, what state are you in, dear heart? I would like to know that because yeah, it's different from state to state, and up here Lowe's actually to join, you have to go in and join. Their Lowe's discount people. Then when you go through, then it shows you on there. And I don't like to go through all that, but that's what it is. But yeah, that one. Let me see. Where is another place? I mean, outside of Veterans Day, you're gonna get your food and all that. Be cognizant about some of that food. It's kind of garbage. I don't know. There's some stuff, but I'm appreciative. Yeah. And so yeah, look into that, and especially whatever your discount level is. Make sure you're aware of that because, and like I say, regardless, if you don't even have to be 10%, 5%. When you get out of the military, you can go to your Veterans Hospital, and they call it a VHIC, a Veterans Hospital Identification Card. Now, go to your Veterans Hospital, your ED-214, and because it will say your discharge, what is honorable. It will say all that. I got my military discount when I was in Seattle. Get out of here. But you live in Oklahoma now. Oh, we got a rap about that. You left Seattle to go to Oklahoma. Yeah, that's one of the places I believe here. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, Oklahoma. So yeah, if you're living over there, you can see on here. Let me see if I put it up here. I'll get it here. I'll get this out of here. Yeah, Oklahoma is one of the places for 100% discount, military discount, or should I say property discount. So let me close this. Please come on. For getting your property right on. So yeah, Oklahoma, interesting. Yeah. Let me see if I can get this over here. Yeah. God bless it. This thing is just, it's always when you swap the string. This little thing too. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me open this up. Oklahoma. Boy, that's so beautiful. And hey, thanks for coming aboard. Cancer Mouse, it's so good to have you out here. And yeah, Oklahoma. So If you guys or ladies or gentlemen are in, and I'll show you this again. And if you look, Oklahoma is where the cancer mouse is, and property taxes. If you get 100, yeah. And I gotta understand that because I love Seattle, but man, it's getting kind of it's getting kind of get challenging, man, to live here. Because the property taxes are so property just buying property here. Now, I had this conversation. A property, and I'm giving you real talk in King County. King County is Seattle, and a little bit north, and a little bit south. But King County, a condominium, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Or matter of fact, let's give you 3 bedroom, 2 bath. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. You're going to be getting easily off about 600,000, if not 650. All right. So that's a thing. I would say moving up here. I love Washington, but it's starting to get expensive. But if you start going out towards um, Eastern Washington, like or the okay, so like let me show you this here. When I say Eastern Washington, I want you to think about this here. Okay, you see Mount Rainier in the background. That's what you can see pretty much anywhere from Western Washington. Go on the other side of the mountain there. You're heading towards Eastern Washington. Now that's Mount Rainier. A lot of people, my Asian brothers and sisters, love them. They say it reminds them of Mount Fuji from if you're from Japan. So you get all that beauty up here at the same time. So yeah, uh, but you're paying a price for it now. This small place that I'm living in here now, and I promise you this. Now dig this. This place here is 431 square feet. I know it. It's so damn small. The heat has nowhere to do but go outside because it's so small. But for 4,100 square feet or 4,431 square feet, you're paying almost $1,500 a month to live in a place like this. Oh, we're not talking about bills. We're not talking about cable, lights, electricity. We're not talking about all that. We're not talking about car insurance and all that. That's stacked on top of that. So, and this right here is 20 minutes south of downtown Seattle. All right. So I'm not far from the Boeing Museum. All right. And the Boeing Museum is when some kind of president flies into Washington. That's where he will. That's where he or she will fly. Will fly into, or we'll say he for right now. Will fly into it. So be cognizant of that. So when you're in Washington, and that's what I say. And the thing about Washington too, if you notice, let me put this back up here. You didn't see Washington on none of these lists that I put up here. None of them. Let me put this wide. Washington, if you are a 100% disabled veteran, you will not get 100% of your property taxes. If you look on here, you don't see Washington nowhere in here. But Washington will not tax your disability or your retirement. Okay. Now, here's the other caveat with that. All right. I don't mean to be slamming Washington. I love it. I live here. But Washington, we have one of the highest gas taxes in the country. We have the highest alcohol taxes. We're talking, my brother, the goddamn bacon, said this is right. We're not talking about wine and beer. We're talking about spirits. You will get taxed high on that here in Washington. Gas prices, spirits, and cigarettes. One of the things you don't get taxed a lot harder on is marijuana. Let me see. Hold up. Okay, so I'm this is one of my vape pens for that you can get at a shop over here. All right, and that's keeping it real with you. So, and here's another one, incognito vape pen. All right, so you press that on there and get lights up green or whatever. And so those you're not taxed on high here. But look here, if you're looking at the property taxes, it can be murder. Okay, now dig this. I want you to be aware of this too. When you go to any other these other states that you see there, avoid, if you can, by all possibilities, paying HOA fees. HOA fees will keep you comfortable for people living in your area who wants to have 13 broke down cars in their front yard growing grass around. HOA fees will help you prevent that. But HOA fees, and it's homeowners assistance. They will be paying to keep all that garbage from going on. But now in Washington State, you can pay an HOA fee up to $600. Now, annually, I think it is. But the thing you want to watch out is paying it. Okay, so be careful with that. Let me get my girl Cancer Mouse up here. She says, I pay more taxes than you do on the bottle of cheaper vodka. Yes, in Washington. She's not lying about that. Yeah, and I would tell you, and Cancer Mouse said this right. What's really funny about this, a dude showed up. I was working about maybe 5 years ago. I was working at Fred Meyer's, which is a Kroger operations store. And small little pint, vodka, $9. Dude got up to the counter, and after I hit him with taxes, he was almost paying $15. Now, when you're struggling to get your $10 together to get your small bottle of vodka, and then you get hit up with almost $10, $15. Okay, now listen to this in the background. And every day, because I live right across from a fire department, and you hear this. We did this last night, and you hear it all the time. And this is one thing I'm getting tired of over here, but they're right around the corner. The airport's right down the street. I'm literally from SeaTac Airport. I'm probably about a 10-minute drive, about 5-minute drive, between 5 and 10 minutes. So that's the thing you have to be worried about. Okay, but we're putting these things up here because I need you to be cognizant of this if you're living into these places here. Now, I thought Washington State was giving me, they're going to take care of me with this, but I'm going to find out, no. Okay, so now I paid for my car tax, and now I went and filed for it and get sent with my other ones. And I want you to be aware of this too. If you're living in a state and you pay for your car tax, 2 months later, a month later, a week later, you found out that, you are eligible to get free car tax. When you apply to get this free car tax, there is a form, and ask your DMV the form for you to file to get that money that you paid for your car tax that year to get them back. Right? I'm still waiting for my $300 and something, and I applied for it. I put in that paperwork about four or 5 months ago. So I'll keep you abreast of that. But what we're talking about here is saving you money. All right, saving you cash. The thing is, right now, what I want you to be focusing your money on, if you're not paying off some of the bills that you have, I want you to start stacking that money and getting your FICO scores up. So when you decide to buy that home, because right now, this is my belief. Yes, you're supposed to go into a so-called recession. All right, right on. So you need to have the money on the bad times. So when you have the money on the bad times, your money can flex harder. You dig what I'm saying? Ex-girlfriend of mine, when the recession of 2008 broke down, she bought a house that was originally worth $400 and something thousand, bought it for $270,000. You hear what I'm saying? And then had good FICO scores and came in with 50 grand on top of that. So that meant granite counters, blinds, all stainless steel appliances. This is what I'm talking about. So I want you to start preparing yourself for these things here, okay? And this is why I talk about all the time about how to save you some money, okay? How to keep your money on point. And right now, and like I say, if you are going through where they're doing the rate increases and it's starting to crunch into your money, get with your people in housing and see if you're eligible for a VASH HUD if you're a veteran, and that's a Section 8 for a veteran. They have a certain amount put in for veterans, and they're trying to get all veterans who do not have a roof over their head, trying to get them in a spot where they can have a roof over their head. All right? Now, my thing is, once you get into that situation, okay, start stacking your money. You're going to run into a lot of programs that are going to help you to where you can get other bills that you have. All right. And this is what I want you to think about. Any bills, credit cards that you have, the ones with the highest interest rates, and the ones that's going to be trying to hit you with these interest rates every 6 months or every year, I want you to start concentrating on knocking that down, because they're only going to hit you with the interest rate on what you owe. Now, if you're knocking it out the box, getting rid of some of that stuff, it's going to be minimum. All right. And what we're talking about is getting you into a position to whereas when situations like this, a so-called recession, you're ready to pounce. All right. So what happened was, from my perspective, when the interest rates dropped totally down to nothing, everybody wanted to jump in and buy a house because the interest rates were down to nothing. Okay, but the problem a lot of us made was not calculated as taxes, maintenance. Now, dig. I got a person who bought a home, went in, said, I don't want the inspection. I'm going to get it on this home. The home was probably at that time worth 1.2. He got in and got it for 700. All right. But when he got in and got it for 700 with no inspection, the plumbing had roots coming through the plumbing. The house is over 70 years old. Now, the inspection would have told him about that, but he ended up paying $30,000 for the plumbing. All right. $30,000 to get the plumbing. Then he's going to have to pay insurance. All right. Now, we're not talking about the other stuff, cutting the grass, doing the lights, all that other stuff. You're going to have to calculate that into it. Okay. And this is thus knocking out the taxes. If we're talking about taxes in California, oh, Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Bless you, my baby girl, always. And I got to give Vanessa Kitty this too here. Thank you. Always good to see you, welcome. All right, good. We can talk about these things here. I want you guys to start doing the real accounting numbers on a monthly cable, internet, electric, gas, if you have it, propane, if you have it. And we're talking about basic maintenance. Now, when you go into a home, if you're getting a home, depends on where you're getting it. In Washington State, forget about seeing an AC unit. Air conditioning unit doesn't happen in Washington State because we have too much rain. It's colder most of the year, even though it's hot as crap up here now. We only have it for a couple. So whenever you're in one place, you're looking at the insulation on your windows, your roof, your plumbing. All right. These are the major things that's going to cost you money if you're not cognizant about looking into those things. Okay. So be aware of that. And then even if you move into a place like we were just talking about, let me get my girl Kitty in here. Oh, yeah, my girl Cancer Cat is saying hello, Cancer Mouse. Oh, I know you, Cancer Cat. I like that too. And I will tell you what's so good talking about. Oh, here, my girl. Yeah, Home Depot and Lowe's have you do the military discount online now. Oh, yeah, there you go. I logged in Home Depot and got their code to scan. Yeah. And I would say, because actually, geez, if you look at Home Depot stock now, it's like almost like, geez, like almost messing up with Apple now. This stuff is almost like it's $300 or $400. You know, it's crazy for the stock, but never get variable rates. Yes, exactly. So, and that's 100% right. And thank you, Kitty, for saying that, because variable rates, you'll never know at the end of your mortgage where that rate might go. And it might even start even before then where that rate might go. So you're going to have to get a fixed rate. And definitely, if you talk with some people here, I'm going to have to say this, and it's not really trying to clown these people, or maybe I'm wrong with this, but I was messing with, what is it, Veterans Mortgage or Veterans Home or Veterans, I think they're not associated with the VA at all. But when you give these people your information, they are selling your information for a lot of people to be contacting you. So watch out for that. And don't fall to that. Yeah, definitely stay away from the scams, ladies and gentlemen, because I would tell you this honestly. I don't care who they are, what nationality they are. There's an opportunity for people to scam you. Watch your back. Watch your back. It can be. There's churches out here scamming veterans. Okay, so be aware of that. And where your money's going and what you're doing with it. And I'm not trying to dog any churches, but this is how it is. I've seen this recently. And like I said, we talked about this coming up here, and we will be getting a rate increase coming up here. So I want you to keep your eyes on that. And you probably won't see it until the beginning of 2023. But it will also, you'll be hearing more about it this October of that happening. So be cognizant of that, guys. And deaf stores are now CE limits in CR discounts, and not everything is covered. Okay, cool. I'm glad you know. And see, that's in deaf stores. Okay, I didn't know that. Cancer Mouse saying thank you. I had to say, thank you to all you beautiful ladies. You guys hold me up big time in there, and I appreciate it. So let's look at this too, because this is going to be coming up to talk about COLA pays, retired and disabled. As you can see, military retirees, veterans receiving disabled pay from the Department of Veterans Affairs are monthly to see recorded monthly checks increase on the second year run, thanks to the pace of inflation. And this is what we're talking about, is that since the inflation rate has went kind of up crazy, and I say kind of crazy because you can go over to Whitney's. I don't know if they're still doing it. One of my friends were telling me if you work night crew at Whitney's, you can still pull $21 an hour. If you are a what they call a journey levelman clerk at Kroger's, you can pull in $21 an hour. So and so since that is going up, and we all know, even though gas may be kind of holding up, slowing up a little bit, going out and eating out at restaurants is still expensive as all get out. We know that. I went to over here in South Center, and I would say, I was over with my friend. It was in a Mexican restaurant. I really like this guy, so I had now I'll tell you, let's see, a chicken dinner. My friend had a chicken dinner. She had a mojito. I had a Dos Equis and a shot of Patron. Between that and a tip, I was almost getting off $105. Yeah. 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 And I didn't get gas. If I would have got gas, it would have been $200 and something, right? Oh, good Lord. Yeah. So, with going out, and the thing is, I would say this too, because we talked about this with health, is don't if you can cook in, and I know for up here it's been hot as all get out, so nobody wants to cook in because it's been hot. But if you can cook in, it's going to be better for your health, and it's going to be cheaper for your wallet. So beware of that as well. But like I say, all of this, everybody always tell me about my studio in the background. Costs a lot of money. I'm still working on it. I'm going to be moving here shortly, guys and girls, because this place is really too small for me, and I don't, if you really would see everything, you would think like, what the hell? But but what we're trying to do is make sure you save money, and what we're trying to do is make sure that you live a comfortable life. And if you are a veteran, or if you know people are a veteran, I would say this. What I find most beautiful in my life is if I'm able to give you some information to help you, whether it's on this channel or not. And it's actually getting out of your bubble, and it's not being selfish about this and that. Now, I would tell you, and this is real talk, at a later point in time, if I get up to all these subs, only thing I would charge is for my time. And the reason I say this, and I want each and every one of you to be cognizant and aware of this. I got to use that word so much, cognizance. But I want you to be aware of this. Time is money. And this is why I'm trying to give you information to save you time, so you can get on track with your money. All right. If I'm not giving you what you think you need, then tell me or hit me. Let's get it on point, because we're here to save each other time, because it's costing you money. And this is why I say, when people want to have your time, but they're not giving you. Look, if you ask me, you said, "Hey, Black veteran, look, If I came to you and go, hey, look, Cancer Mouse, talk to me about your real estate and this is what you do. But I get with you, and I'm not talking to you nothing about real estate. I'm only complaining about stuff. I'm not handling the business that I'm asking you to do. I'm wasting your time. Okay. So this is what I say about people wasting your time. And that's why I say I want to start getting to the point on when we get onto this channel here. We're going to start addressing things. We're going to get to it. And like I said, we're not here to ridicule, dog you, mistreat you. We're here to address each other's issues. When it comes to us being a better veteran, our people are working with veterans, active military, even if you're civilians here and you're just curious, get on board. Let's get it chopped up and let's get things done. Because this is what I would say. And I don't dog any content creator because I'm happy for all of you, honestly. We all find our lane to jump into. And so the lane is to jump into for me on here is to show you what's going on up here in Seattle, get you good so you can take a nice vacation. And what I'm rapping to you is giving you some information, hopefully, that you can relate to that's going to help you. And like we said, if we're not talking about benefits, and I like what Cancer Mouse said in Oklahoma. Wow. And see, I got to check it out because I was talking with some people from yesterday. My dear sister shifting some soil down in Texas. And I got my brother, the goddamn Bacon, who's up here in a little south of Washington, where I am. And Cancer might know where this is too. It's Pierce County over in Tacoma. And I'm getting a lot of good information, and we're sharing a lot of good information. So we're here to try to chop it up, get everybody abreast on what's going on. Okay, so today, this is what we covered today. All right. We talked about we're going to get a rate increase. I want you to start paying attention to that. Start looking at that. And I would say start looking at the VA.gov around October, because October is really kind of like the physical year for federal governments. And what we do is, because it's 3 months towards the end of the year, you want all your ducks lined up in the row. So anybody that does military know our physical year pretty much is October. All right. So I want you to start looking for that. All right. I want you to start being very cognizant of where your benefits are best utilized in what states in this country. All right. If you're going to go overseas, we're going to talk about living as an expat, a veteran expat overseas. And I'm telling you all the benefits that you can get and stuff that you need to be aware of before you go overseas. And these are things that's going to prepare you. And we're going to talk about, to the point, even how you do your medications. If you are getting medications and you're here, we're going to talk about that. Oh, yes. And Vanessa Kitty said, right, the COLA for the VA disability is usually linked to one of the social, right, so et cetera. It is based off of the CIP, the CPI, and the W index for July, August, and September. The average published is in October, and that is so correct. So if you don't catch me on here, you see my wing woman, Vanessa Kitty, on here, a very knowledgeable veteran, a very beautiful woman. I appreciate you, Kitty, my soft. That's my wing woman. And she will also kick you with some of the things. And she's cruising these YouTube streets as well. If you want to get a hold of her, you need to rap to her. And she probably will kick your email if she has it or whatever. My meds are unfortunately unaffordable here, let alone overseas. Yeah. Okay, so now, so I was going to dip in this, but we're going to say this here. I'll say this real quick. If you're going to plan on go overseas, now you need to know this. Check with your VA and see if there's any kind of shots that you need to have or that you're willing to take before you go overseas, because you can get them for free at the VA. 50% above, you can get those. I think you probably get it maybe less than that, but 50% for the most. Okay, so now look. Now, if you're going to get your medication, they will not ship them to you overseas. What you're going to have to do, and I believe this is legal, is have them shipped to a residence that you know where some people are, and they can forward ship them to you. Now check on that. All right, I asked about this maybe a year ago. and I didn't hear no backlash from it. So, oh yeah, and Vanessa Kitty's right on this too. Regardless if you're a veteran or not, get you health insurance. The problem is you'll get over there and you may have something that happens to you where it is very expensive to pay for. And you will, if you're in a situation, say for example, a pandemic or whatever. But I think Vanessa Kitty's saying why she's reading me here. Some diseases occur prevent you from traveling to many countries. This is true. So you could be in a certain country. I was going to go to Da Nang, still am, Vietnam, and they were very strict on you traveling there. And then if you were on lockdown over there. So the thing is, if you get insurance and you get seriously injured, and God forbid, break a leg or something like that, a pandemic, you're going to be on the hook for paying for this medical treatment, and you will be there until you pay that off. Uh, there was a case where a person had to get a hold of you at the embassy, United States Embassy, and they got help via the government. But that's not going to happen for everybody. So you have to be very cognizant of that and be aware of that. When you get over to another country, make sure, and Vanessa Kitty is so 100% right, get you insurance, health insurance while you're there, okay? And I don't care if you're a veteran or not, get the health insurance. Now, there's certain agencies, and we'll talk about this, that you can go through and get all these insurance and covered under one umbrella. They're going to get you a little bit of chunk of change, but this is how it is, and there's certain ways you can work it out. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about when you go over there using your cell phone, how you can get the best internet service and cheap. We're going to talk also if you're going to get money and withdraw money out of ATMs, be cognizant of that. We'll rap about that. But I want each and every one of you know, we're going to talk about everything that resides, that happens with you. And this works to you even if you're a civilian, okay? Some of the things that you should know: traveler's insurance and health insurance is definitely going to be the number one things that you got to need to get. Because if you go on overseas, you're going to have to actually look at getting a round trip ticket so you can even fly back at some point in time or have the money to fly back. And if you do it and you get a ticket and you get a pandemic happens to shut you down where you can't fly out, you will need traveler's insurance to keep you from having to lose money on your flight. Okay. So these are some of the things, and we have many things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And that is, just because we're trying to keep you safe and we're trying to keep you to think about the best way that you can expand your dollar bill, right? Okay, yeah, and we're talking about Intentional Millionaire. I want you to check out his page too. This brother talks about you keeping money or making money, and that's one thing that he discussed on his page. And that's why I have to bring it to you guys, is that you can fight for your health, fight for your benefits as much as you want, but if you're not taking care of your health, what does it matter? All right. And then on top of that, if you are 100% disabled veteran, if you're over 40, 35 years old, you should be looking at getting your, if you are 100% getting your burial plots together. I'm not trying to be morbid, but you need to start thinking about those things because we're not all promised the next day. And the thing is, you want to make sure that your family knows what to do and how to function if you are no longer here. All right. And that is a good general section sergeant or whatever. But as a kitty, I prevented from seeing my family in China, not just because of cough, but monkeypox now. Yeah. And I'm so sorry to hear that. And bless your family in China. Yeah. In Washington State, monkeypox is blowing up, especially in King County. And so with that, and on top of that, just go in with the SARS. And I know people who do not want to take the shots, have not took the shots. And yeah, it's causing some prolonged problems for them getting home or even for them to travel, because even if they're able to get out of the country, they probably will not be able to make them back in the country without having the shots. And the sad thing about it is, in some countries, you will not get the shots as fast as you can probably get it here in the United States. But I'm just hoping eventually we get on top of this and we don't have to work with this stuff, because Yeah, traveling now, and I'm glad the cancer mouse said this, which is true, is now that you got the monkeypox coming out, and on top of that, in United States, is a shortage of pilots, um, and what else? Oh, weather. We get all these things that are hampering you from moving around the world freely. And so, yeah, be cognizant of that. Okay, so we talked about this too. Hold up. Oh, actually, water today over here. And yeah, so we talked about this as well, is using your ID card to get through the TSA. If you have a new ID card, they are now connected with the TSA, so you can use that to move freely about the United States area without worrying about a passport. Now, when it comes to Mexico, I don't think that will work. I'm not exactly sure if you still need a passport. I carry it with me, and maybe you guys can tell me. But going to Mexico is right next door. Canada is too right next door. But Canada, I believe, is actually have a passport. Okay, so guys and girls, just be cognizant of that and be. I want you guys to stay happy, keep moving around the country, doing well, and I want you today to do this because I am about to get out of here. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. I am here to help us navigate through the VA issues and save us money. I always want to support each and every one of you, and I want you guys to do me this favor. When you look in the mirror tonight, tell that person that you're looking at that you love them. All right? You guys stay mentally, spiritually, and physically safe. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. I love each and every one of you. My wing woman, Kitty, Cancer Mouse, thank you so much, so much, so much. I love you, each and every one of you, for coming up here. And it's nothing but love and respect for you both. And Cancer Mouse, thank you so much. Come back up again and talk to us about Oklahoma, because I really want to understand what's going on over there more. We're going to wrap to you and ask you more questions. All right. Vanessa Kitty, my wing woman. I'm looking at the Cancer Mouse. God bless you, too. Miss you, First Magnum and Sipping Soil. And also, Bacon, love you too, my brother. We'll talk to you guys later. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Have the most excellent evening. And I thank you, ladies, so much for blessing me with your presence. Stay great.